What you're about to witness will make your blood boil. What happened on January 25th, 2026 wasn't just a wrestling match. It was a robbery. It was a disgrace. And WWE thinks you're gonna sit there and just accept it? I'm telling you right now, if you don't watch this video until the very end, you're going to miss the most controversial moment in modern WWE history. And I'm not exaggerating. This is the kind of content WWE doesn't want circulating. This is the truth they hope you'll forget by next week. Welcome to WrestleScope, where we don't sugarcoat anything. I'm about to break down every single second of Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship. And trust me, you're not ready for what really went down. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. Let's get into it. Before we even get to the match, we need to talk about how WWE played all of us for the past 3 months. They sold us a dream. They told us Drew McIntyre was finally getting his moment. After years of being overlooked, after being shoved aside during the pandemic era when he deserved packed arenas, after watching Roman Reigns hold those titles hostage for what feels like an eternity, we were told that January 25th was Drew's night. The promos were perfect. Drew's intensity was off the charts. His interviews on SmackDown had fans literally in tears. He talked about his mother, his journey, his redemption. He talked about how this wasn't just about a championship. This was about proving that hard work matters, that loyalty matters, that being a real wrestler matters in an era of part-timers and special attractions. And Roman? Roman played his role perfectly too. The tribal chief, the head of the table, the man who's held WWE hostage with an iron grip, protected by the bloodline, protected by creative, protected by corporate politics. He showed up on those go-home shows with that smug look, barely acknowledging Drew as a threat, because why would he? WWE has bent over backwards to protect this reign. The video packages were masterclass. They showed Drew's Claymore kicks, laid out everyone from Brock Lesnar to Bobby Lashley. They showed Roman's title defenses against every top star in the company. They painted this as an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Social media was buzzing. Twitter was on fire. Instagram was flooded with fan predictions. Reddit threads had thousands of comments debating who would win. The WWE universe was more invested in this match than anything we'd seen in months, maybe even years. And here's the thing that's going to make you angry. WWE knew exactly what they were doing. They knew they were building our hopes up. They knew they were making us believe that change was coming. They knew they were setting us up for heartbreak. Because that's what WWE does best. They manipulate emotions, they control narratives, and they deliver outcomes that serve their agenda, not what the fans actually want. Saturday night's main event, January 25th, 2026. The atmosphere was electric. You could feel it through your screen. The crowd was absolutely nuclear, and that was before the entrances even started. Drew McIntyre's entrance gave me chills, I'm not gonna lie to you. The bagpipes hit and that arena exploded. Fans were on their feet, grown men were emotional. This was more than wrestling. This was a moment years in the making. Drew walked to that ring with the look of a man who knew this was his destiny. His eyes were locked on that ring. No showboating, no theatrics, pure focus, pure intensity. And then Roman's entrance happened. The lights dimmed, that music hit, and out came the tribal chief with Paul Heyman by his side, those championship belts gleaming under the arena lights. But here's what you need to understand. The boos were deafening. This wasn't heel heat. This wasn't we love to hate you heat. This was legitimate frustration from a fan base that's exhausted. Exhausted from the same storyline. Exhausted from the same outcomes. Exhausted from being told that Roman Reigns is untouchable. Roman's face told a different story though. He was confident. Too confident. Like a man who already knew how this was going to end. The bell rang and these two warriors went to war. The opening minutes were exactly what you'd expect from two of the best in the business. Technical grappling, power moves, neither man giving an inch. Drew connected with a massive overhead belly-to-belly suplex that sent Roman halfway across the ring. The crowd was chanting, "Let's go, Drew," so loud the commentary team could barely be heard. Roman fought back with his signature strikes, the Superman punch attempt that Drew barely dodged. The intensity was off the charts. These weren't wrestlers performing moves. These were two fighters genuinely trying to destroy each other. About 12 minutes in, Drew hit the Future Shock DDT and went for a pin. The referee's hand came down. 1, 2. Roman kicked out, but the crowd genuinely thought it was over. The disappointment was palpable, but Drew didn't let it shake him.
He pulled himself up, signaled for the Claymore, and the entire arena rose to their feet. This was it. This was the moment we've been waiting for. Drew positioned himself in the corner, stomping his foot, building that momentum, and you could feel the energy in that building reaching a fever pitch. Roman stumbled to his feet, turned around, and that's when everything started falling apart. Just as Drew charged forward for the Claymore, the lights flickered. I'm not kidding. The lights flickered. And suddenly, Solo Sikoa appeared on the ring apron, not running down the ramp like a normal interference. No, he was just there, like he'd been hiding under the ring the entire time. The referee immediately turned his attention to Solo, screaming at him to get down, and Drew, rightfully, was distracted. But here's where it gets infuriating. While the referee was dealing with Solo on one side of the ring, Jimmy Uso slid in from the other side. Not Jey Uso, Jimmy, the one who's supposed to be on the other side of the Bloodline Civil War, the one who we were told had issues with Roman. But there he was, clear as day, connecting with a super kick right to Drew's jaw. The crowd was livid. The boos were so loud they were drowning out everything. Jimmy rolled out of the ring before the referee could turn around. Solo dropped off the apron, hands up like he was innocent. And Roman, that calculating, manipulative Roman Reigns, crawled over and draped an arm across his chest. 1, 2. Drew kicked out at 2.9, and I swear the roof nearly came off that building. But the damage was done. Drew's momentum was killed, his energy was sapped, and the Bloodline had done exactly what they've done for the past 1,000 days, protect Roman Reigns at any cost. Now, some of you in the comments are going to say, that's just heel tactics, that's wrestling storytelling. And you know what? You're partially right. Heel stables interfere. That's Wrestling 101. But here's the difference. This has been going on for years. We're not talking about a few months of protected title reigns. We're talking about a systematic, calculated, exhausting era where every single Roman Reigns match ends the same way. The frustration isn't about one moment of interference. It's about the pattern. It's about the predictability. It's about WWE telling us things are going to change and then giving us the exact same outcome with slightly different packaging. Drew fought back. Give him credit. The man is a warrior. He hit Roman with a Glasgow kiss headbutt that busted Roman open the hard way. Blood was streaming down the tribal chief's face, and for a moment, just a moment, it felt like poetic justice was coming. Drew connected with the Claymore kick. The place went nuclear. He hooked the leg. 1, 2, 3. Paul Heyman pulled the referee out of the ring. Are you kidding me right now? Let me paint you a picture of absolute chaos. The referee is outside the ring confronting Paul Heyman. Drew McIntyre's in the ring, frustrated beyond belief, knowing he just had the match won. Roman Reigns is barely conscious in the corner, blood covering his face, and the WWE Universe is on the edge of having a complete meltdown. Drew made a decision that honestly I can't blame him for. He rolled out of the ring and went right after Paul Heyman. He grabbed Heyman by his collar and you could see the fear in Heyman's eyes. This wasn't part of the plan. This wasn't how special counsel Paul Heyman expected his night to go. But while Drew was dealing with Heyman, Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso regrouped at ringside. The referee was trying to restore order, completely overwhelmed by the chaos. And then, and this is the part that's going to make you throw something at your screen, Jey Uso's music hit. The arena erupted because everyone thought Jey was coming to help Drew. The storyline over the past months had been that Jey broke away from Roman, that he was done with the Bloodline's manipulation, that he was his own man now. Jey ran down that ramp and the crowd was cheering, thinking backup had arrived for the Scottish Warrior. Jey slid into the ring, Drew turned around, saw Jey, and for a split second, there was a moment of recognition, of alliance, of we're gonna take down Roman together. And then Jey hit Drew with a super kick. The betrayal, the absolute betrayal. The crowd went from cheering to booing so fast it gave me whiplash. Jey Uso, the man we were told had broken free, the man who was supposed to represent a new path, had just revealed that the Bloodline was always united, that the Civil War was a work, that WWE had been lying to us the entire time. Roman Reigns crawled over to Drew's lifeless body. The referee, completely oblivious to what had just happened because he was still dealing with the chaos outside, slid back into the ring. 1, 2, 3. The bell rang, Roman Reigns retained the Undisputed Championship, and the arena was showering the ring with boos that could probably be heard in the parking lot. Roman Reigns was handed both championship belts. Paul Heyman slid into the ring, microphone in hand, ready to give his typical acknowledge him speech, but the boos were so overwhelming that you literally couldn't hear him. He was moving his mouth, but the audio was just a wall of angry fans. The Bloodline stood united in the ring, Roman, Solo, Jimmy, and Jey, holding those titles high, while Drew McIntyre lay devastated in the center of the ring. The visual was designed to make you angry. It was designed to make you feel helpless, and unfortunately, it worked. But here's what's really going on behind the scenes, and this is where we get into the controversial part that's going to make some of you furious and make others finally understand what WWE is doing. Roman Reigns' title reign has now extended past the 1,300-day mark. Let that sink in. Over 3.5 years as champion, and WWE continues to book him as untouchable because, and here's the truth some people don't want to hear, Roman Reigns is the biggest draw in WWE right now. The metrics don't lie. Merchandise sales, social media engagement, ticket sales for shows he appears on, all of it is significantly higher when Roman is champion. But here's the problem. WWE is confusing draw with long-term sustainability. Yes, Roman moves needles right now, but they're slowly bleeding passionate fans who are tired of the same story. They're creating an environment where the outcome is so predictable that people are stopping to care. They're booking themselves into a corner where whoever eventually beats Roman is going to have to be built up so much that it might not even feel earned. It'll feel forced. Drew McIntyre deserved better, not just on January 25th, but for the past 2 years. He's been one of the most consistent performers in WWE. He's put over younger talent. He's delivered in big matches. He's done everything right. And what does he get? Another almost moment, another maybe next time story, another